Are you happy now? We changed our time from noon to evening at your request. Many of our Facebook and YouTube friends, they asked us to change time. They requested for time change. And today we are here with new time. So now on, so now on, we will now now on we will be here with our new time at CST at your dinner table. As usual, we will keep bringing you fresh topic on taxation here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Today, I'm your host, Abhishek Gandhi, CPA and Tax Director at AG FinTech. For some new joinees of this week, let me give my introduction. I have over 20 years of experience in US taxation. My team and I are committed to delivering insights in the most straightforward, easy to digest manner as possible. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to hit that button and invite your friends and family to join the conversation. Today's topic is one that actually in housing test even better. So today we are going to talk about free lunches, right? Everybody likes free lunches, right? So who doesn't like free meal? I um, I like it, but the joy multiplies when you realize there could be a tax break attached to that sandwich in the break room. And let's face it, whether it's a rooftop condo or a shared dorm, knowing that Uncle Sam is taking a backseat on taxing you for employer provided meal and accommodation is the icing on the cake. Let's dive into how you, as an employer or employee, can benefit from this provision under Section 119 of the IRS, Indian Revenue Code, Internal Revenue Code. Sorry. Uh, so, what's the big deal with 119? Well, it allows businesses to provide tax free meals and accommodations, which means employees don't have to include the value of this benefit in their gross income. That's right. Free food, as I said, and free housing, and a tax break to boot. On the employer side, this also means partial deductions for meals and full deduction for accommodation cost. It's a win win situation. Fewer taxes for employees and some sweet tax deduction for employer. But wait, before you start ordering catered lunches and book penthouses, there are few hoops to jump through. So let's get into the key conditions. One is business premises test. There are three tests mainly, and business premises test is one of them. Correct. So the meals and accommodation must be provided on the business premises, right? This is very important. This meal has to be provided in the office, in the business premises. No, you can't send your employees home with a week worth groceries and call it business expenses. That's not allowed. So whether it's a company break room for lunch or on-site housing for employees who need to be on call, the benefits must be on your turf. So unless you own a beachfront resort and all your employees happen to live there on site is the name of the game. Second is convenience of the employer test. Aha, for the convenience of the employer, right? So now this is where it gets a bit nuanced. Providing a free meal because you love your employees test in takeout won't cut it. the meals or accommodation need to be necessary for business operations. Okay, it's not just because you like your employees so much and you want to give them a treat. No. uh This means if your employees have to stick around for long hours, or their lunch break are so short and they cannot run to the local cafe, where then offering meals would be considered necessary. See, in our industry, that happens more often, like especially in a tech season, we don't get time to go out and all that, buy lunch and all that. So normally that's what we do, right? uh, we order a lunch, everybody take their food to the desk, and they'll eat and while they are working. So it's convenience, and it's good for both, correct? So think of it as way, if your business would suffer without employees being fed or housed on site, that's when this rule applies. And trust me, hungry employee is no one's best friend, correct? So yeah, I know. So third one now, conditions of employment test. So this is especially for the accommodation, right? For accommodation to qualify as tax free, there are few extra boxes to tick. First, it needs to be provided on business premises. Second, it has to be required as a condition of employment. And you can just offer a penthouse suite to your employee and call it a business necessary, right? It's not, it's, you have to prove it that it is a necessity, unless your business is 24/7 security, or a job that requires the employee to be present there at all time. Think of it like having a nanny who must live in the family in order to provide round the clock care, or in most businesses like terms a security guard who has been on site 24/7. You're housing them out of generosity, but because their presence is critical to business operation. Presence is important for their services. Now, again, how would you prove it? So, documentation, right? Documentation is king now. Here, proper documentation is crucial. You will need to maintain detailed records that demonstrate meals and accommodation are being provided under the conditions. And now, writing a quick note won't cut it. Make sure to have thorough evidence that it is all done for the convenience of the employer or is a condition of employment. If the IRS comes knocking, you will want more than just a food delivery receipt. Proper paperwork can be the can make the difference between tax-free meal and tax tax headache. So very important to maintain records. Then what are the limitations? So limitations, and what are the limitations? Let's put it that way, that not every situation that qualifies for tax free treatment, correct? We all know that not every time when we order a food, or when we give accommodation to the employee, every time it's not necessary, or you cannot call that it was a necessity for the business operation. So if you don't meet that criteria, guess what? The value of those meals or accommodation has to be treated as a taxable compensation. And that means that it's reported on the employee's W-2, complete with payroll taxes. So also, if you are a partner in the partnership, or a more than 2% shareholder in an S corporation, there is no free lunches for you, my friend. Remember this. So you have got to report this benefits as a taxable income. And here is a heads up for the future. By 2026, businesses will no longer be able to deduct 50% of meal cost. Although employees can still enjoy tax free treatment on the other side. So while the free lunches for your employees continues, the deduction for employers is soon to take smaller bite. So let's wrap it up now. Uh, it's a very short concept. It was very easy to understand. So there as a conclusion, with a little planning and attention to detail, you can optimize tax benefits for both meals and accommodation. Planning is important. Keeping everyone happy, full, and compliant with the IRS. This is very important. Planning is most important, documentation is more important, and keeping everything in order so that when IRS will come to you, you will have all the supporting proofs. Section 119 offers a great opportunity to lower tax burdens for both businesses and employees, but only if you meet the conditions and keep your documentation tight. Now it's time for question answer. So now I will request my admin friend to open the floor for questions. Any of you have any questions, please go ahead and shoot at me. Any questions? Can you see any question, Dave? So once again, for the friends who joined late, we have changed our timings to 7 p.m. CST every Thursday. So now on, we will meet you on every Thursday at 7 p.m. with a new topic, with some valuable information regarding tax planning. We will wait a couple more minutes for questions. No questions? So I think we can wrap it up. Thank you, friends, for tuning in today. And as always, if you find this helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Let your colleagues and friends know about the tax savings they might missing out on. Until next time, keep your meal tax free and your paperwork ready. Thank you. Good night.